Gentlemen, welcome back to Safe Space. If I'm being honest, I'm a little cranky right now. I got a horrible night's sleep last night. Today has just been a fucking slug. The weather is just disgusting out, which always affects my fucking mood. And I'm moody in general, everyone fucking knows that. There's a fucking smoke alarm in my building that in like the hallway or someone's apartment near me that must be low on battery, so it's just beeping once every fucking minute, and I think I'm gonna fucking lose it because of that. And then right before I film this video, fucking Rast asks, where are the videos? Rast, do you think I fucking sent out the Safe Space poll to fucking just write in my diary about it? But yeah, I'm not in a great mood. But welcome back to Safe Space. We'll contain that. Post-draft preseason video. Best pick, worst pick. Best team, worst team. Always a good one. Always a long one. Before we get started on that, Commissioner Ian, don't call me Daniel Jones, asked for one PSA in this video, which is he asked to make sure if you are changing your team name to get that in before first game tomorrow night. We're less than 24 hours to the season, which is sick. Let's see. It looks like we have a few new team names here. Getting Goopy. Tony said that about a billion times last weekend. P Emergency. Marsh reference. Mormon Soakers, hope that one's not final. That joke's about 5 years old. Dirty Birds with a Z. Oh my God, Eric, that is a fucking horrible name, but you know, I really wouldn't expect anything better from you. Weston, I really like Tokyo Nights with a K. Debo's Bike Rentals, Rast, I feel like you always fucking do some reference that nobody even fucking gets. But it looks like we do have some, for those that don't keep the same brand every year, like Johnny, like I'm trying to do, Club Sundays. Delta and Darts can probably get changed. The Counts of Monte Christian, Donald Palmer's is the worst name. It's been the worst name for years now, so maybe Charlie got struck by an ounce of creativity, but whatever, change your names. Let's get to the fucking polls. All right, we'll start with best pick. One thing I found interesting between the best pick and the worst pick polls is not one player got more than 2 votes. Very, very spread out voting. I think that really just shows how far leagues come. There's no longer like very clear, obvious, horrible picks, because I think every year everyone gets like a little bit better and tries to learn from mistakes and stuff like that. So should be a very competitive year this year. But we'll get to best pick. Only one player got 2 votes. So I guess this is technically best pick winner, but I will go through all the responses. But the 2-vote winner was picked by Tony Marullo, I believe in the 5th round, Hunter Renfroe. 2 comments. Unbelievable value at round 5. No question on who your flex has to be week in, week out. Tony locked up 3 clear studs at wide receiver by grabbing Renfroe here. You know, I like Renfroe. He's solid. I'd be nervous with Devontae there. Devontae's always been just a target monster. So while Renfroe is solid and reliable, there's just some changeup. But we'll see if it works out. I don't think that was like the clear best pick, but hey, got 2 votes. Let's go through all the rest of the others that got 1 vote. There are a lot. Start with my vote. My vote was Dameon Pierce in the 5th round. He's a starting running back, rookie, high upside. But really, I think it was just the best pick of the draft because Sklar went no RB strategy, receivers his first 3 picks. And when you do that, you're really rolling the dice of whether you're not going to get 2 like decent starting running backs in the 4th and 5th, which is really hard in a 14-team league. And Dameon Pierce in the 5th, you know, locked in that second like solid starting running back. I think Sklar with Edmonds, Pierce, and Kareem Hunt on the bench, like it's not the best running back committee in our league, but certainly not the worst. So that was my best pick. Read through the rest. Jalen Hurts. Hurts has legs and weapons at receiver. I believe Eric picked Hurts. I'm not personally a huge Hurts fan. He had a game against the Giants towards the end of last season where he was horrible. I totally get like the easy schedule. He has new weapons and gets a lot of rushing points, but I believe Eric picked him over Mahomes, which, retrospectively might not feel great. Another Eric pick next, Tony Pollard. So much better than Zeke. It's inevitable. He'll be number one. This is a great point. If Pollard takes over for Zeke, this could be a league-winning pick. I think anyone that's watched Cowboys games, not even last year, but like the last few years, when Tony Pollard gets the ball, he averages like 7 yards a touch. We'll see if this is a season he actually gets 15 to 20 touches a game to make the most of those. Chris Godwin comes in with our next pick. Got him late and has the potential to be a top 10 receiver. Yeah, Chris Godwin was, and this pick I believe was by Christian. But Chris Godwin was awesome last year. Brady loves him. He's coming off the ACL, which is always shaky, but he's just like a really consistent guy that if he does come off the ACL well and is able to separate receivers in that offense and with Brady, could be an awesome pick. I think he's like Christian's flex, so it's not even like he put a ton of eggs in that basket. Javonte Williams by Weston in the second round. Everyone knew that pick was coming at the draft, but I feel like everyone forgot how good Javonte was last year, and he's just getting started. I wouldn't be shocked if he's the leading back this year. Yeah, Javonte definitely came on during the second half of last season. He's splitting time with Melvin Gordon, but Melvin Gordon's like 30. So like you're not that nervous about that. I didn't mind that pick by Weston. Saquon, gotta vote for best pick here. Gutsy pick that could turn out to be great fantasy wise. Thank you. I agree. If it fails, it'll be great content. I'm not even gonna consider that possibility. Christian McCaffrey, another first round pick, was the next vote here. You have to shoot for the moon this league because the payout structure. Consensus says Taylor is the guy at number one. I'm not sure consensus said that, but whatever. But scared money never makes no money. Yeah, I think McCaffrey and Saquon were both similar picks. At different parts of the first round, both guys have a really high upside if they're healthy, but the last 2-3 years, both have had health issues staying healthy. So knock on wood, Charlie. I'm with you. Robert Woods, coming off an injury, another torn ACL guy, but he's a wide receiver one on a team that was the number one seed in the AFC last year. Feels like it will work out. Ian drafted Robert Woods last year, traded him to me, and I traded him to Charlie. I think all three of us realized that when Robert Woods was playing and was healthy, it wasn't the old Robert Woods. He was very inconsistent. So coming off an ACL, I totally get he's going to get a ton of targets, but wow, this segment's already 5 minutes. Let's finish up. Hollywood Brown, great value. Think he'll be a top 10 receiver. I think Ortiz picked him. I don't know if I agree with that because Hop comes back in week 7. Cortland Sutton, think he's going to have a great year and was a value there. Yeah, Cortland in the 4th, I really wanted him there. Kind of reminds me of Cooper Kupp last year. I don't think he's going to have that level of a season, obviously, but you bring a new, more skilled quarterback in, lifts the receiver that's previously been decent with bad quarterbacks way up. Debo, after watching him last year, I thought he was going to be a first rounder this year, but he wasn't. Got him in second by Ras. I didn't love that pick, to be honest. I think Debo's just efficiency was off the roof last year, and I think that's something that's very hard to maintain year over year. Plus, he got paid. And the last one, Juju. All indications that he'll be the number one receiver on the Chiefs. I guess that doesn't assume Kelsey, wide receiver. No, not Tyreek, but someone has to pick up the targets. You off there, yeah. If you're a number one receiver for Pat Mahomes, not a bad thing. Best pick done. Let's go to the worst pick. This is gonna be a long video. Worst pick, similar to best pick. There was two picks got 2 votes. Everything else got 1 vote, so not clear consensus. The first 2 vote pick was just Charlie's 3 QBs, and I'm throwing in another vote that was like Charlie's 3 QBs plus Watson and Hopkins, who are both on suspension. There are principles deeply ingrained in me that you shouldn't roster 3 QBs. Just an absolute roster clog. How can you carry 2 suspended guys for a combined 17 games and 2 QBs on your bench in addition to another starting QB and still manage a roster? Yeah. Our league's tough because we have the 5 bench spots, right? And Charlie's allocating 3 bench spots to 2 suspended guys and either Justin Fields or Trevor Lawrence. That is really fucking hard to be mobile with the rest of your roster, especially when injuries start coming and you want to pick up guys on the waiver wire or whatever. We'll get to more on Charlie's team, so I will put a pin on that. Next to vote, the next to vote pick was Saquon. There were plenty of better players on the board. The guy looked like he lost a step last year. A lot of dancing behind the line of scrimmage. Just not a believer in the player at this point. Yeah, listen, I think in a 14-team league, you just got to go for your guys. I think some people in our league are kind of like ADP cowards where they're like, oh, I'm too fucking scared to pick a guy that was fucking drafted that's like ADP's 5 spots after me or whatever. I had a top 9. The top 9 went before my pick, and the next guy on my board was Saquon. I knew I wanted to go running back. And, you know, he's 2 years coming off the ACL injury, so should be fully recovered from that. He's the best offensive line of his career. He's in the best offensive scheme of his career. He's in a contract year. He's still only 25, and he has the upside to be the best fucking running back in the league, right? We saw it in 2018. So yeah, I'm bullish. I liked him more than any other running back on the board there. He's a clear 3-down back. He's going to get a ton of touches. He might be the Giants' best receiver. So I don't mind the pick there. And to be honest, I was between Saquon and Kelsey, and I got Kelsey in the second round. And one more fucking comment on you could have gone in the second round. Ras told me he was going to take him at 13 anyway. So moral of the story is don't be a fucking pussy about ADPs. Pick your guys and it'll work out for you. Next worst pick votes. This was mine. Etienne by Charlie. First pick in the 3rd round. I had Etienne as like a mid-4th round guy. Sorry. We don't know if he's good. He didn't play 1 snap last year, and it's not like he was like a huge prospect coming out of college. Keep in mind, he was a fucking Urban Meyer draft pick, so it's not like he's some renowned college scout. The first year last year was a disaster, and the Jaguars are fucking horrible. But with all that, he's not even the starter. I saw a report today that Doug Peterson said James Robinson's 100% and is going to get his usual workload come fucking Sunday. So, like, you're going to give 15 and 20 touches to James Robinson. What's, like, the most upside you get from Etienne? First pick in the 3rd round over some, like, clear studs that were still left on the board. That was a reach, in my opinion. Zeke. Pollard is better. And you pass on James Conner, take Zeke. I totally agree with that. James Conner should have been the pick there. If you did pass on it, I'm just taking this person for his word. But I do agree, Tony Pollard's better. Justin Fields, don't take a 3 QB. We just touched on this. Fields is also like on the fucking worst team in the league, worst offensive league, worst weapons in the league. Like, what is the upside of taking Fields? You should have fucking took there's probably a better quarterback. Let me look at the waiver wire really quickly for Charlie. QB, Tannehill, Mac Jones, Matt Ryan. Pick up Matt Ryan. Tua. Fields is horrible. Darren Waller, another Charlie pick. I called just to make sure Johnny wasn't making Charlie pick with a gun at gunpoint after he selected a second tight end. I mean, I don't think it's about like a 2 tight end strategy thing because you can play your tight end at your flex, and I guess that is trade capital because people are usually weak on tight ends. I just don't love Waller. He had a very down season last year, and now Devontae's, as I said earlier, target monster. Chris Carson, fucking horrible pick, Marsh. This is just lazy. This is just sloppy. This is embarrassing. It's year 7. You shouldn't be picking a guy that's fucking retired. The comment here is Kevin Carroll is projected to get the same amount of points as Chris Carson this year. That's right. You should be fucking embarrassed, Marsh, that you have a fucking fantasy football show and don't have the fucking acumen to know that Chris Carson is fucking retired. Just like you haven't even changed since the Darren McFadden pick 6 years ago. Breece Hall, such a reach. I believe Rass picked him in the 3rd round. Not even a true RB1 on a below average team. Yeah, he's going to split time with Michael Carter. Michael Carter is low-key good. The Jets suck. I get Breece has the upside. He has some nice flashes in camp, this and that. But in the early 3rd or mid to late 3rd round, similar Etienne, you passed on like sure thing studs or like pretty good players still on the board to take a reach for a guy that's not even starting, that hasn't even played a down in his career. Next one, Mark Andrews. Think defenses will be keyed in on him this year. I completely agree with this. This is a hot take because I think Mark Andrews, like, nobody was shocked when he was picked in the 2nd round. But he kind of had like a breakout year last year. He was good before that, but not to the level he played at this year. Or last year, excuse me. They drafted Likely, so they're going to run more two tight end sets. I don't know. It just feels like last year was a peak season for Mark Andrews, and it will be tough to repeat that. Last one, Clyde Edwards-Helaire. Taken directly after CEH was Hunter Renfrow, Juju, Kyler, Mahomes, and Bateman. I would have rather had all those guys than Clyde. Yeah, I think we see this every year that when you don't have your 2nd running back by like the 5th or 6th round, you're going to reach on guys, and I think that's what happened. I think Lynch picked him here, but you're just going to reach, and that, it's another reason to either get your running back really early or just deal with it until like the 8th round, which probably doesn't work out anyway. Wow, this is going to be a long fucking video. 7 minutes, segment 2. Best team coming up. Could be you, probably not. All right, we're going to do the votes. We're going to do the votes for 2nd place here, and we'll do a little suspense for who actually won best team, because there's a clear winner with 5 votes. Weston, you got 3 votes. All around great, solid team, 2 stud running backs, complete and balanced lineup with a lot of weekly upside, outside of Kadarius Toney, who might have an actual relative of our commissioners throwing him the ball. I have no idea what the fuck that sentence means, Ian. I consider drafting almost everyone on Weston's team. I like Weston's team. Mixon, solid 1st round pick. Javonte, we covered, solid 2nd round pick. I forget who he took in the 3rd, but I like Cortland Sutton a lot. For some reason, Cortland Sutton's not in Weston's lineup. I think he has Dalton Schultz as his tight end, who I really like. But yeah, I think Weston, you have a solid team. And Kadarius Toney, he cannot stay healthy. But like for the 1 game or 2 games that he will be on the fucking field this year, he's electric. Kevin Lamb, reigning league champion, got 2 votes here. Mike Thomas at flex is kind of absurd. Zeke, Jonathan Taylor, Keenan Allen will be tough to beat. I gotta be honest, I completely disagree with this. I think Kevin Lamb has the John Sedano Memorial team this year. And the John Sedano Memorial team means essentially to me that your team would have been good 3 years ago. He just has a lot of vets. He's got Allen Robinson, Zeke, Michael Thomas. Keenan Allen's like 30. Other guys, what's your new team? Is he P Emergency? Tunyon, did he even play last year? Robert Woods, another vet. Not a lot of upside. I don't love Kevin's team, but he had the best draft of all time last year, so who am I doubting? Spencer Sklar, I voted for you, Spencer. No RB really, 2 votes for Spencer. No RB really paid off after getting Pierce in the 5th and Hunt in the 6th. Spencer, I voted for you because I'm just a fundamental believer and you need a hit on your first 3 round picks. You went Jefferson, who's my favorite player in fantasy this year, Pittman, who I really like, and DJ Moore, who I really like. You risked the biscuit with no RBs, but as I touched on earlier, you got Chase Edmonds, Pierce, and Hunt, which are all solid. We'll see if the Trey Lance gamble works off. You don't have a tight end, but a bunch of people don't have tight ends. I really like Spencer's team. I would have loved to go no RBs in the first 3 rounds, and for it to work out, and he was able to do it his spot in the draft. Eric, you got 1 vote. First 5 rounds could not have gone better in a 14-team league. I do like Eric's team this year. What's your team name? Dirty Birds. Horrible team name. See, he's got the Jalen Hurts, AJ Brown stack. We'll see with Jalen Hurts. He'll get rushing yards if he stays healthy. Eckler, really, really solid running back and awesome offense. I love Gabe Davis. I almost picked him. Mark Andrews, elite tight end. Tony Pollard, as we discussed, could be elite winner. And Devin Singletary, for how far he fell, he's the starting running back, one of the best offenses in the league. I know he's going to split some time, but whatever. Solid, very solid team, Eric. And now, the reveal for best team, 5 votes, James Ortiz, who did not submit to Safe Space. And one pause right here to go on a quick tangent. God, please don't make me fucking remind you, like, over and over again to respond to Safe Space. I'm not like your fucking mom that, like, when you hit snooze on your alarm twice in the morning, that will come get you out of bed to make sure you fucking catch a school bus. Like, just, I know, like, you work and stuff. Just fucking tell me when you're gonna respond. Try to make it by that night, and we'll be fine. But the no responses after, like, multiple follow-ups is fucking annoying. And another thing, if you're just gonna fucking, like, say one word as a response, don't even fucking bother, because you bring no content to the program, and you're wasting my time, and you're wasting your time. Just take 2 fucking seconds to be a little thoughtful in your responses. I'll always read thoughtful responses. James Ortiz, your team, comments, best team. The best running back duo with the best RB depth. 3 wide receivers. They're the best wide receivers on their own team. Disagree. Marquise is not better than Hopkins. And quality depth in Boyd and Osborne with the best fantasy QB 2 years running, Josh Allen. Great RB duo, number 1 QB, great depth at receiver. Will somehow fuck it up, but no doubt a good start. Looks dangerous. I like the RB combo, and I think he's still got good receivers. I don't know about Gesicki at tight end, but still. Yeah, I hate Gesicki at tight end. But Josh Allen is a stud. I get what people are saying about your running back, Ortiz. I just don't love him. I think Aaron Jones is going to lose a lot of touches to A.J. Dillon this year. I'm very high on A.J. Dillon, hence I drafted A.J. Dillon. And I think Kamara is just not 2019, 2020 Kamara anymore, where he's going to catch 80 balls, because when Jameis played last year, he just doesn't check it down like Drew Brees did. He's a good back, but he's getting older. He's got the suspension. I love it. It's solid. Your team just doesn't scream best team to me. And now, the grand finale before Safe Space submissions. Worst team. All right, we will do this in the same way that we just did best team, where we're actually going to reveal the most votes, the consensus worst team last. And there is a consensus with 4 votes. With 3 votes, second place of worst team, John Rast. I voted for you, John Rast. The comment here, and it's not close. That's all there is to say about that. Breece Hall's RB1, even if he's still the Jets RB. Running back 2/flex is dicey, and Debo has to be as good as he was last year to pay off. Yeah, Rast. My issue with your team, John, is the running backs. I think your running backs are by far the worst running backs in the league. I think at best, Breece is going to split times with Michael Carter, and I just don't want to buy any shares in the Jets offense. Josh Jacobs, I hate this year. He was on a do not draft list for me. McDaniels coming in from New England. I think he's just going to play 1 or 2 downs, and they're going to bring in a passing down back. And apparently Josh Jacobs was on the trade block earlier this year and playing like way too much in preseason for someone that's coaching staff actually like them. Who's your third running back? Tebow's. Yeah, and then Kenneth Gainwell, Zamir White, no depth. The thing is, when you don't have running backs, you get desperate, because you can't really find running backs on the fucking waiver wire. And I just hate him. I didn't, Devontae, you picked Devontae in the first round in the last 5 years, most likely is going to be happy. Sure, there is some variability this year with a new team, new quarterback, but I mean, I'm not going to really fucking ding you on that. I don't like the Debo pick. Like I said, his efficiency last year with his touches were just, I think, like unsustainable. He got paid. New quarterback with Lance, I think, is going to take some like rushes away from him and like drive the ball downfield to Ayuk and like Kittle more versus like just dumbing it down to Debo. Zach Ertz, I love. Thielen, I think was nice pick, and I also like Lamar Jackson, but really just, I think you're going to be in running back hell harassed, and that is a really tough spot to get out of without a trade. Next worst team, Mr. Joseph Narduli got 2 votes. Let's read these comments. One person was so fucking moronic, they couldn't even write 2 sentences and didn't even give me an explanation. So, I mean, I don't even know if that counts as a fucking vote. The one comment that was left, a Saquon injury away from being the worst Gentlemen's Club team we've seen. Hard to bet against Kelce, but I went back in history and there have been teams that have not made the playoffs with him. And so many rookies that may or may not hit. Let's take a step back and unfucking pack this statement by this fucking moron, this fucking imbecile. A Saquon injury away from the worst team. Yeah, you know what? Newsflash, if any of our first round picks go down, we're going to be one of the worst fucking teams. Moron. Hard to bet against Kelce, but some teams that have had Kelce haven't made the fucking playoffs. Let's look back to last year. Weston had him and was in the fucking championship, you idiot. And so many rookies that may or may not hit. What a fucking lazy fuck. May or may not. That's just a lazy fucking comment. Have you seen my track record drafting rookies before? I'm incredible with them. And you know what? I picked all my rookies late in the draft. And that's the best time you want to take rookies because you're just throwing darts at high upside guys that win you the fucking league. You fucking moron. I said I was cranky. Next team, 2 votes. Commissioner Ian Jones, who's a fucking wambulance after, JK, he was just, oh my God. Woe is me after the draft. Jesus Christ, Ian. I was looking at all the rosters and I just laughed out loud at Ian's team. I didn't even realize how awful that was until now. Dobbins in the 3rd, really? Did you see the video of him limping? Ian was really fucking focused on getting DeAndre Swift at pick 14. He made some side deals. There was some collusion. I think we might have to fucking impeach him after the collusion he made with specific members of the Gentlemen's Club to make sure he got DeAndre Swift. I think he put way too much focus into that because he looked fucking lost after that pick. Diggs, sure, fine, but Dobbins, dude, Lamar said he's not even going to play the first 2 games this year. Then he's going to come back and get weasel in for another 3 games. So your 3rd round pick is coming off a major fucking ACL injury and then isn't going to probably be up to speed until week 6 or 7. Jeez, with that lack of playing, you should just put him on fucking Charlie's bench. Rest of Ian's team, Kirk Cousins at QB could be nice, I guess, in the new offense. Brandon Cooks, that's not anything to write home about. Elijah Mitchell, boring. Elijah Moore, quarterback, sucks. Romeo Doubs could be nice. There's just not a lot to love here. It's just ugly. It's just gross. John Sedano, you got 1 pick. Or 1 vote. There were 20 players taken after Monty in the 3rd round I would have taken instead. That was a comment. I don't know if they really fucking hate your team that much because of that, or maybe that was a worst pick vote that I just grouped in the wrong section, but let's pretend it was a worst team vote. What's your team name? Victims of the Night. Mr. Keep Your Brand for more than 3 years. Derek Carr I like. Dalvin Cook I like. He gets hurt every year though. Guess who has Alexander Madison? I do. David Montgomery's horrible. And he's going to get touches, but the Bears have the worst fucking offensive line in the league. Teams are going to stack the box because no one's scared of 1 receiver in the fucking Bears, let alone Justin Fields throwing the ball more than 20 yards down the field. Mike Evans, who Johnny claims might be the next Jerry. That video just stopped recording because I ran out of storage, so I just had to delete a bunch of shit off my phone. We are back. Missed the worst team. John, I don't even think you have that bad of a team, so I think we're fine. Just cut it there. But we are at the consensus worst team. Is it you? You think it's you? With a consensus 4 votes. The man that had the first overall pick. The man that bet me $100. Let's make sure we have this in writing, in video, in a public forum. $100 that he will finish better than me this season. Charles Carita. Wow. This is fucking rattling his tall ass cage. Let's read the comments. Need Etienne to step up. We talked about Etienne. I hate Etienne this year. And the 2 tight ends are suspect. Charlie, you have 2 tight ends and neither of those tight ends are Travis Kelce or Mark Andrews. Charlie's quarterback position, man. What the fuck? Is suspect, and riding with a tight end in the flex is not the flex he thinks it is. Let's unpack the quarterback situation thing, bro. You have 3 quarterbacks and they all fucking suck. 3/4 of his team will be on the IR or suspended by week 3. Checked his sticker placement a few times, making sure he didn't have a gun to his head when making his picks. What was he thinking? 2 high injury risk running backs with the Jets running back as your backup and 2 of the worst QBs in the league. Charlie's team looks to be carrying a lot of shit that the waiver wire would have happily held for more than a few weeks. I think this is a great point where like Charlie just has a bunch of guys that are just like high upside, sure. Like Etienne could catch 100 balls this year and be a great pick. But a lot of high risk. He has no like fucking just like consistent guys that will like get him like a combined 60 points each week. You look at his team, quarterback's a joke. McCaffrey, yes, when he plays, he's great. He hasn't played the last 2 years much at all. Etienne, we don't know. Lockett, you think he's going to be your consistent guy week in, week out? His fucking quarterback's Geno Smith. Amon-Ra St. Brown's probably that guy, to be fair. But then Darren Waller, Kyle Pitts, the 3 quarterbacks on the bench, Hopkins, Drake London, Michael Carter. It's ugly. It's ugly. We have one more comment. Don't like the 3 QB thing. And I think this was the best comment of the whole poll this week. And he already offered me a trade. I think what is telling about Charlie's team is he offered about half the fucking league a trade immediately following the draft. And what that tells me is he fucking knows his team sucks and he's panicking already. So Charlie, you can fucking defend your team all you want. You can bet me $100 that you'll be better than me, but I think we all know you're a little nervous. Let's just do the safe space submissions on this fucking video since it started late. Safe space. We will wrap it up with safe space as we always do. Good luck, Joey. That is me. You'll be needing it this season. My comeback in this matchup starts now. Brian Marsh. The Content Bowl week 1, as we usually do. I believe I've dominated in the past. And you know, I say the same thing in this video every fucking year. This week right now is Brian Marsh week because he is on his cloud 9. He thinks he had a great draft. He's excited for the season. But come week 3, Brian Marsh will be on a swift pace for either a 6-8, 7-7 record like he is always fucking every fucking year. He's going to show up in the rivalry recap. Bad luck, Brian. All fucking grumpy. Woo is me. Change his team name to the fucking Clowns. Put his first 3-round picks on the fucking block. And it's going to be fucking irrelevant, as you are every year, Brian. Get the fuck out of my face. He was the one that fucking voted me for worst team. Go fuck yourself, Brian. And put my video together in your fucking process, too. Kevin Lamb, nothing but respect for you. Welcome to the Champions Club. After the sentence, I just stopped typing it down. Fuck the Champions Club. Fuck. Kevin, yeah, I hope you had your fucking 8-9 months of gloating. Congratulations. The season starts now. Nobody gives a fuck you won the championship last year. Nobody gives a fuck that whoever else is a former champion. Go fuck yourself. Nobody gives a fuck. Beauty and the Beat. Fucking idiot. For those of you that didn't stick around on Sunday night, Michael Weston with a straight face said Beauty and the Beat by Justin Bieber featuring Nicki Minaj was the, without a doubt, he said, best music video of all time. Just watch it. Just fucking watch it. Nothing needs to be said about the Latin Bowl top-blooded affair born in the Iberian Peninsula. Does anyone know where Iberian Peninsula is? Put in the chat. Some geography bees in this group. Scar, this can go one of 2 ways. I can let you off easy because you hosted and came in last season, or I show no mercy and you question if last place is your fate of the season again. I don't know who submitted that. Final safe space mission. I thought this was a good one to end on. Unreal Draft. Thank you, Sklar family. Thank you, Spencer. Thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Sklar. It was a great draft. I had a great time. I think everyone had a great time. Good luck at the wedding this weekend. Hopefully you're not sick for it. And to the league, it was a great draft. I think everyone actually, like, for the most part, had a competitive draft. I think it's going to be a great season. Biggest season monetarily wise in Gentlemen's Club history. Here we go.